Hey everyone, welcome back to On the Fence Movie Reviews. I am Adrian, joined by my co-host Daniel. Today we've got some hot breaking news right here on Real Talk. So, as you may have heard or read in the latest article, which was released by Variety today, an exclusive interview, Alfred Molina confirmed his involvement returning as Doc Ock in the latest Spider-Man film, Spider-Man 3, No Way Home, starring Tom Holland and Zendaya. And the interesting thing about this article is that neither Sony, Kevin Feige, Marvel has ever confirmed it, but there had been rumors for the past several months, including him, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and then Jamie Foxx even returning as Electro. But this is big news because it is Alfred Molina himself confirming that he is going to be in this film. So, Daniel, let's talk about it. What are your expectations? What are your thoughts on this article? Just give us all your thoughts.
Well, I'm pretty excited now that it's official. It did come as a shock because usually Marvel or the MCU and Kevin Feige, they like to keep things close to the chest. It was a bit of a shocker that Alfred Molina, came out and said this, and I was kind of like taken back. I'm like, wait, is this like really happening? Is he really like, is he supposed to say this?
Yeah.
But anyways, nonetheless, I'm definitely excited. I cannot wait. Spider-Man 2, the one that Raimi did. Is actually one of my, not only my favorite Spider-Man movie, but it's actually one of my favorite Marvel movies of all time. I just love it. I watch it pretty much multiple times a year, and as you can see, I even have a figure of it. I'm definitely excited. I'm really intrigued at how they're gonna tie it in, because obviously at the end of the movie we did see him die.
Yeah.
But given how they already explored, time travel and different multiverses,
yeah.
So I think it'll be pretty easy to like.
And that's the interesting thing. Actually, Molina talks about that in the article. He says, how's that going to work? I died at the end of the film.
Right.
If you're familiar, spoiler alert, with the Spider-Man 2, the Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi version, he basically drowns the reactor along with himself in the East River, and they die. And so again, his concern was like, well, how are you going to bring me back? And then I guess the director, he reassured him like, well, in the MCU nobody really ever dies, was the quote from the article, which is kind of sad but true. But also, it makes it easier to like do things like this, because again, they've been toying with like we said, time travel and alternate timelines, as we're starting to see now with the multiverse, which they're planning with Doctor Strange, but then also Spider-Man, even Tom Holland's character mentions it in the last one, Far From Home, which was he's like, starts briefly mentioning the theory of the multiverse and the different types of Earth and all that. So they're definitely, it seems like they're going to tie that in. How they're going to tie it in, I'm not sure, but I am definitely excited. I'm in the same boat as you. I was probably roughly around like 17 years old when the second Spider-Man came out. No, I was actually older now that I think about it. I was actually closer to...
You guys do the math. And
I was actually... how old I am. I was actually closer to like 20.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, I was close to about 20 when that came out. Yeah. And, but anyway, I really love that film. And part of me was like, oh, it's nostalgic. But again, rewatching it, at least once a year, it still holds up till this day. And Molina is a phenomenal actor. I really love all the things that he's been in. He's a really good actor. And that film in particular, the character, the way they did him was really good and awesome. So I am excited to see what they're going to do, how they're going to do it. And I mean, so they have him confirmed, and we'll see if Jamie Foxx confirms. I mean, again, this is what we're talking about. Like, Marvel is super hush hush about their stuff, so
Yeah.
I wonder what's gonna happen now. I mean, because the damage control is like, okay, well, the article's out there, so we'll see what happens in the next few days. What
Right.
Feige and Marvel and Sony, what their statement is on all of that. But again,
Okay, yeah,
go ahead.
because the thing is, because he mentions like, oh yeah, we're supposed to keep a hush hush. So he never really said like, oh, they gave me the.
Yeah, they
He
never
kind of like hinted saying like, oh, like
Well,
everyone, like the cat's out of the bag.
in the
so it's
article,
like, I'm the
yeah,
worst
in the article
kept
he
secret.
said, he goes, "I'm the worst." I think his the quote said something like, "I'm the worst secret kept in Hollywood," because he
Yeah.
said, "Yeah, everybody says not to say anything," and he said, "But it was already all over the internet, so he just figured out what the heck, just talk about it, I guess."
Yeah, I think nowadays because the internet and people have phones and cameras, whatever. It's like it's really hard, very hard to keep hush hush and stuff because there has been like certain things like photos, like even like Tom Holland's stunt double was hanging out with Andrew Garfield's stunt double or something like that, and it's like what are the odds, like it. So it's like, so I mean, we may see Andrew Garfield, but one thing I mean, there has been rumors of Tobey Maguire, but there hasn't been that much.
No, and that one is the one I'm really kind of holding out for. But I mean, I would, how would I say? I would be a little bit disappointed if he's not in this film, because
Right.
he honestly, when you think about it, that Spider-Man series is what really kind of propelled superhero films into what they are today, which showed major movie studios that comic book films are a viable property, that they can make it and make money off of these films.
Right.
So to not see Tobey Maguire in this film would be a little bit of a disappointment, but at the same time, I'm not going to say like, oh, if he's not in there, I'm not going to go watch it or anything like
Well, yeah,
that.
of
But
course.
again, yeah, he's like the one who hasn't really been confirmed for this film, but he hasn't really been in anything in a long, long time. I think the last thing I saw him in was The Great Gatsby with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right, right.
And so, yeah, he's basically, kind of, I think he's totally fine living his life outside of acting.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's like even interested in coming back. Who knows? But I think that would be super awesome. But then also too, I think that's the one that, if it is true, I think that's the big surprise and reveal that I think Marvel is probably trying to keep under wraps, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, it could be like a distraction too. Maybe they did tell Alfred Molina to throw this out that way they could distract people
from all the other stuff.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, like because out of all the Spider-Mans, he's my favorite, obviously. I'm not really a big fan of Tom Holland Spider-Man. I know, shocker, but
Wow. Wow, you're gonna get us some big hate there.
I probably, but I don't care. So yeah, I'm like I said, I'm definitely hoping that Tobey Maguire will reprise his role, and just seeing how they tie everything together. I mean, I'm really pumped about that.
Yeah, no, I am excited about this film. I like Tom Holland a lot more than you do. Obviously, I still think Tobey's my favorite. I think for kind of the obvious reasons, right? It's like the Spider-Man you grow up with or whatever. So it's a little bit more nostalgic, but again, even like I said, rewatching him, he's a character that is super relatable. And
You talking about Tobey Maguire or
Tobey Maguire, and but Tom Holland is also a pretty solid character. He's definitely more believable as a high schooler and as a super young
course, yeah.
Spider-Man. So he works in that, the way they've written him out. But yeah, I am excited because the series has been consistently good. I like the way they did Mysterio. I like the way they did the first one with Vulture. And so I really think if they can stick the landing on this one, we have, a pretty solid trilogy coming from this Spider-Man series. But anyways, guys, what are your thoughts on Alfred Molina being confirmed in the latest Spider-Man film? No Way Home, which comes out in December. So why don't you comment down below, let us know what your thoughts are on that. Also, don't forget to click like, subscribe, and share with all of your friends. And follow us on Instagram at On the Fence Movie Reviews for all this wonderful behind the scenes content and just random stuff that we post on there throughout the week. And I guess Rob's not here, so
Yeah. And remember, we'll catch you on the fence.